Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make your very own recorder out of transparency paper sheets. So you'll need 2 sheets of transparency paper, a pair of scissors, some tape, a ruler, a hole punch, and a marker. So first of all, you take one of your transparency paper sheets and roll it up lengthwise. You want to make sure to roll it up as thin as possible. You can hold on to the inside and roll the outside around it. Once it's fairly thin, you take your ruler and you measure it. Just keep rolling it until it's 1.2 centimeters wide. Then you just tape this together to keep it in place. Then you roll up the other sheet as well. This time you want it to fit around the other one. Then just stick it again. See, so this one is just a bit larger than this one. Now we're going to start making the notes for the recorder. So you take your thinner tube and a ruler and a marker. You measure 19 millimeters and mark it off. Then 4.5 millimeters. So you're going to make the first hole in this area. Take your hole punch. Now this is the tricky bit. You have to actually fold the flute to get it into the hole punch. So you fold it here on the bit where you want the hole to be. So here, if you can see, it's the bit where I marked it, and I'm folding it, and I'm going to make the hole there. You have to be very precise with making the holes, otherwise the edge might be a bit off. So just keep that in mind while you're making this. So you actually just put the tube in halfway. If you can see the area where the hole is actually being punched, you don't do it under the full one, just half, because it's going to be reflected since you're folding the tube. So now as you can see, here is the hole, and I was slightly off. If you're not looking to make this very seriously, then it's fine. But if you're actually going to play this, I would suggest being more accurate. This would make a slight difference if you're going to be very precise, but it's not that huge of a difference. So you're going to make more holes according to these measurements. And all you do is you measure from the previous hole you made. So since I was slightly off, I will need to look back at this mark I made and measure from there. So I know it's 4.5 millimeters I was supposed to do, and then afterwards 50 millimeters. So 4.5 is actually right in the middle here. Then I need to make 50 millimeters and 5 millimeters. If it helps, you can actually draw where the hole should be. Now I was more accurate, but I didn't push the tube in as far as before, so the hole is smaller. It shouldn't have too huge of an effect, but I wouldn't suggest re-punching the hole because it's very difficult to put it very precise. So if you put it slightly off, then the hole will be misformed a lot, and it might make it worse by doing that. For the hole at the bottom of the recorder, we're actually going to see where this hole is and make it slightly above that, not too much. So just continue punching all the other holes with the measurements. I think it's easier to map out all the areas where the holes need to be and then punch in the holes afterwards. So now if you have all your holes in, all you do is measure 40 millimeters, mark the 40 millimeters, and we're going to cut off this end that remains after the 40 millimeters. So I was really struggling to cut this, so I changed my scissors halfway through. I think the important thing is to have sharp scissors because I was struggling a lot. Yeah, so just get sharp scissors if it's possible. Otherwise it will take a very long time. Important tip. So next you take your other tube and you put it slightly over the thinner tube. It should be about 5 millimeters over. So just mark where they are intersecting at the bottom. So here you can see there is where they overlap each other. So then you just take it off. So from this point you marked, you measure 81 millimeters and then 4 millimeters. So you can just draw a little rectangular shape here, like that. That's the hole we're gonna cut out. And you're not gonna actually play this as a note, it's just how the recorder is shaped. So get your hole punch again. So what you're gonna do is, instead of just doing it where you put it in halfway, you're going to do it almost the entire way, so that the hole will be wider. So after this hole, you measure another 40 millimeters. And then you cut it again at this point. Remember to use sharp scissors. So you'll be left with this extra piece, but don't throw it away. Now we'll be making the mouthpiece. Take your scissors again, and so we're going to make this piece very flat, and then put something here at the back which stops the air from going that way. So in the middle, cut both sides. So here and there on that side. So at the side closer to the hole, that's where you cut the mouthpiece. And just cut up until the hole. Don't cut further than that. On the other side. So now it's much easier to fold it like this. But you're actually going to cut off the bottom piece. So the top piece is the one with the hole. You're going to cut off the bottom half. So to keep all these loose pieces together, you can just tape them. Here at the top, at the bottom there. And also here at the top at the actual recorder. And you stick this piece right here at the back of the other piece. So here you can see it properly. So there's a slight problem with this now. Right now it is making sound, but the air is escaping here. So we need to cover up that hole. For this, you can use any scrap pieces you have left. Remember the piece I told you not to throw away? You can use that and cut it up, but here I have a pretty good piece. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to cut rectangular pieces that fit over here. And I'm going to use 3 layers so that it's thick enough. So here I have my 3 little pieces. I'm just going to stick them together. So when you stick this piece here, make sure that no air at all is coming out. So here I stuck it at the top here, at the bottom, on the sides. And it's not the most aesthetic thing, but it holds together and will prevent air from coming through. So just make sure along these sides as well that all the gaps are closed. I'm going to add another layer here. You can actually just blow on it and see where the air comes out. If you feel the wind here, then it's fine. Then you've covered all the holes here. But I'm feeling wind here. The areas we're supposed to cover up. So I'm going to do some more covering. So the air can come out here or here, but not here at the mouthpiece. So you can see I've covered up pretty much most of the gaps. Here I've put on a lot of tape. Now we're going to add the other piece. So slip it in the right way around with the hole at the bottom here. Make sure that these holes align with the hole here, and all of them are facing upwards. So align it with the mark you made, and then just tape the pieces together. Again, you need to make sure that all the gaps are covered up, so I would put on another layer of tape. And voila, there you have it. So let's test it out and play a little tune. So this recorder works, but it doesn't work as well as the pan flute I made before. I'll put a link to that in the description bar and here above. And also make sure to look out for the video that I'll be posting next week, which is about how to make a ukulele. That'll be fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. And if it did, consider subscribing because it really does help me. So if you have any questions or anything was unclear to you, you can let me know in the comment section. So bye and see you next time.